Heya Cryptozens, tonight's show. Will Swift die in 5 years? MEXT and other flavors of the Tether Stablecoin. It's 10 p.m. Pacific time. The date is May 26, 2022. Welcome back to the Crypto Overnighter. I'm your host, Nick. The cover model for this podcast is Tex, and together we take a nightly look at the crypto, NFT, and metaverse space and the industry that surrounds it. So take a minute, go ahead and subscribe to this podcast now, because we're here at 10 p.m. each and every night to bring you the crypto news analysis that you're going to need to start your day. And keep in mind, nothing in this show should ever be considered financial advice. People in Davos, Switzerland gasped on Tuesday when MasterCard CEO Michael Maybach answered no. That really got people's attention. Maybach was speaking on a panel adjacent to the World Economic Forum Annual Summit. Hosted by the Global Blockchain Business Council, this panel was discussing the future of cross-border payments and the potential of central bank digital currencies in the financial system. So, he was asked if SWIFT would exist in 5 years' time. And he said no, and people audibly gasped. Now keep in mind, this is Davos, Switzerland. His audience, they were largely attendees of the World Economic Forum, or WEF. And while WEF is thawing slightly towards crypto, it's still largely traditional finance country. Alternative finance is not allowed. Make no mistake, cryptocurrency, to their mind, is alternative finance. So even though the panel was put on by the Global Blockchain Business Council, the audience is very traditional finance. And so is the speaker. I mean, MasterCard. Their whole thing is managing the remittance of payments. Then again, Maybach is not known to be afraid of cryptocurrency. Back in July of last year, he was talking about how important it is for MasterCard to get into the cryptocurrency space. At the time, he said, quote, "What we believe we do is bring a perspective to the market as a multi-rail payment provider. We have to be in this space because people are looking for answers." So you can see MasterCard has been interested in alternative finance methods for a while. They've been studying it for a while. At the panel in Davos, he said, quote, "If you can get a payment with all the data attached that you need as a company, the cost savings of that, in addition to a payment cost that is lowered, and the overall productivity boost, we can expect if we do this well, that's the real goal here." Like I said, this is an adjacent panel. It's not a part of the World Economic Forum Summit proper. And cryptocurrency is making an appearance at many of these adjacent panels. Also on this panel were Jennifer Lassiter, Executive Director of the Digital Dollar Project, Yuval Roos, the CEO of Digital Asset, David Treat, a director at Accenture and co-founder of the Digital Dollar Project, and John Frost, senior economist at the Bank of International Settlements. Now those people, they don't agree with Maybach. He's the only one that said SWIFT would be going away in 5 years. Frost, Lassiter, and Roos agree that sure, SWIFT is going away, but not quite that soon. Now keep in mind, Lassiter and Treat, they were part of the Digital Dollar Project. And their whole deal was exploring how the concept of a United States central bank digital currency could work. Also, Accenture, represented on the panel by David Treat, has released a paper with the SWIFT organization. And this paper was looking at how digital currencies can help with cross-border payments. Now, Maybach's gasp-inducing comments have already been walked back somewhat by MasterCard. A spokesperson said, quote, "Let us clarify the intent of the onstage comment, as it's not as simple as a yes or no answer. Michael was simply reinforcing what SWIFT has previously said. Their operations continue to evolve. Its current form will not be the same in the future. They are adding more functionality and moving past being just a messaging system." Now, when Maybach was at a different panel, one called Rules of the Road for the Digital Economy, he was talking about how regulation can help with the signal-to-noise ratio around new technologies like crypto. He said, quote, Not everyone is screaming for regulation, but it does reduce the noise in the crypto world. Engaging actively with regulators and being principled, I'm optimistic. Now, putting this into perspective, it was just about a week ago that Swift announced their second round of CDBC-based experiments. We covered it here the other night. They're linking up with a French company called Capgemini, and they're teaming up to explore linking up with domestic CDBCs and using those for cross-border payments. And I'm sure that's the problem. You have to work on CDBCs to easily make payments cross-border. It takes intervention and coordination and planning. And every time you add another central bank, another currency, it's going to get more and more complicated. Whereas crypto just works. Cross-border just works because it's all just ledgers. Ledgers don't care where you are, what country you are, whether you have permission or not. Ledgers just record information. The stablecoins are an excellent choice for cross-border payments as they're already tied to a fiat economy. And you have the flexibility, in most cases, to choose which stablecoin you want. Next stop, Mexico. Let's take a minute and look at the markets. At the time of writing, the global crypto market cap is $1.23 trillion. It's down 2.96% in 24. The top 5 cryptos by market cap are Bitcoin down 0.84%, Ethereum down 6.6%, Tether, going to be talking about them in a minute, USDC, and Binance Coin, which dropped back down into 5th place, down 5.37%. The global NFT market cap is up over 11.22 billion. Sales volume is up 8.01% in 24 hours. According to CoinMarketCap, the top 5 NFT collections by sales volume are Goblin Town, followed by Bored Apes, Other Deed, Mutant Apes, and CryptoPunks. Keep in mind, some of these collections have very volatile prices, so do your own research. Now, I don't know what they're going to call it, but it's an interesting idea. A stablecoin tied to the Mexican peso. That's what Tether announced today. And this story really does tie into our first story, the Swift story. If you think about it, a lot of what we're talking about here has to do with cross-border payments and remittances. The dateline on their press release reads from Davos, Switzerland, dated for today. And it says, quote, Tether Operations Limited, the company operating the blockchain-enabled platform Tether.to that powers the largest stablecoin by market capitalization of over US 73 billion, has today launched Tether tokens pegged to the Mexican peso. Initial blockchain support will include Ethereum, Tron, and Polygon. So is that going to be Mexican Tether, Peso Tether, Teso? I don't know what it's going to be called. Maybe not anything. I mean, it's not the first fiat denomination to be pegged to a stablecoin. It's not even the second denomination. It's not even the second thing to be tied to a stablecoin. In addition to USDT, there is EURT, which is pegged to the euro, and CNHT, which is pegged to the Chinese yuan. There's even XAUT, which is pegged to gold. AAA is a cryptocurrency payments company. According to them, 40% of Mexican companies are looking to adopt blockchain and cryptocurrencies. They want to make Mexico the center of a Latin American crypto hub. And a lot of it has to do with remittances, much like the first story. Now think about all the money that goes into remittances into Mexican coffers. Now think about how easy the world is finding it to send crypto cross borders. No government sticking their nose into how much you're sending and who you're sending it to. Nobody to ask permission of. And more importantly, nobody is taking their cut. Money orders are expensive. And beyond that, they're kind of a hassle. Same with money transfers and telegrams. They're just a pain. You have to go to one place, you have to take time out of your day, and then you have to take some paper and prove who you are. Then you take that money, and then you go and you hand it over to someone else to hold on for you, like a bank. Or worse, you could take it home and put it under your mattress. Studies found people without bank accounts are far more likely to spend all of their money without saving any money for the future, because that way they don't have to worry about it getting it stolen. So the massive amounts of remittances and the hassle and cost of using things like money orders, I expect a lot of future use in terms of stablecoins to come from people sending money back home to places throughout Latin America. If that proves to be true, Mexico is going to be in a very unique position. Just the sheer volume of remittances will put them in a good position to be an early adopter/tester. In 2021, Mexico came in third in a list of remittance recipients around the world. Some $51.6 billion were sent back to Mexico. That's according to the Mexican Central Bank. So, MEXT is what they're calling a stable asset. It's pegged 1-to-1 with the Mexican peso. It was built by the team of developers behind Tether, and it operates under Tether.to. Paulo Arduino is their chief technical officer. A press release quotes him as saying, "We have seen a rise in cryptocurrency usage in Latin America over the last year that has made it apparent we need to expand our offerings. Introducing a peso-pegged stablecoin will provide a store of value for those in the emerging markets, and in particular Mexico. MEXT can minimize volatility for those looking to convert their assets and investments from fiat to digital currencies. Tether customers in this entirely new market will be able to benefit from the same transparent customer service." Which brings me to a question. What's next? Because this could be a very interesting way of expanding into new territories. You just create a stablecoin pegged to the local denomination of the realm. You do that in places with high remittance, like India and Mexico, that could have a huge effect. Now, China also has a high remittance, but they're pretty anti-crypto these days, and they have their own CBDC, so they're not a good candidate. India also is not playing well with crypto, so they're also not a good candidate, which leaves Mexico, which makes them an excellent candidate. And I think this could be a great test of market penetration, and not just once, like as an indicator of health. Usage of a stablecoin pegged to the local fiat currency versus stablecoins versus CBDCs. Which of the three is dominant in the area could be considered an indicator which countries are more or less economically free. The more CBDCs dominate the local economy, the less economic freedom they have. On the other hand, Tether is not the only one to have noticed this opportunity. Earlier this year, Coinbase launched a cash-out service. What this service does is let users convert local pesos to crypto, and these are in 37,000 physical stores across the country. And Bitso, they've partnered with Circle, and they've launched a new service. This service lets small businesses and freelancers change their dollars for stablecoins. Then it sends those stablecoins to Mexico. Once in Mexico, they're converted in pesos. A month later, Bitso, in partnership with Tribal, they launched a cross-border business-to-business payment option. This would help small and medium businesses convert their pesos to USDC on the Stellar network. And that's going to do it for us tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. If you enjoyed tonight's show, like, comment, and subscribe. Give us a glowing review, because that helps other people find their way to this podcast. We're here each and every night at 10 p.m. Pacific to bring you the crypto news analysis that you need to start your day. You can find us on podcasting platforms everywhere or on YouTube. Do you have questions or comments? Reach out and let us know. The email address is nick@cryptoovernighter.com. That's nick@cryptoovernighter.com. We'll see you tomorrow night.